All right, now it was just about a week ago that I was praising Jamahal Hill for absolutely schooling Aljamain Sterling on the topic of judging in MMA. But it turns out Jamahal Hill is still a pretty salty boy, okay? Because he was seen yawning after the main event of UFC 307 with Alex Pereiras and Khalil Rountree Jr. Now, I even watched Jamahal Hill's predictions video during fight week leading up to the fight because I wanted to see if he was going to be dismissive or how he was going to go about talking about this fight, knowing he was upset with Khalil and how their fight ended up falling out. And then also, of course, he is still upset over the loss to UFC 300. But it was, he was very honest in his assessment. He was not dismissive. He did not come across as salty. But then we have him here doing this. And by the way, keep in mind, UFC 307, if you had not seen it, I would imagine most of you have. The main event was incredible. It was a crazy fight, very competitive for 2 rounds, in which I thought Khalil Rountree Jr. took both of the 2 opening rounds, and Alex Pereiras had to basically make massive readjustments, kind of go back to the fundamentals and systematically break Khalil Rountree Jr. down. And then we had an insane, brutal finish, okay? And Jamahal Hill's response to that was this. Now, I'm gonna be honest, okay? When I first saw this clip, I thought Jamahal Hill was celebrating with Alex Pereiras, okay? I thought he was celebrating. Now, the reason I thought he was celebrating was because I've never seen somebody in my life yawn like that. I've never seen anybody yawn like that in my life. I've seen this, right? I've seen that, but I've never seen this, okay? Never seen that. So what I thought was happening was I thought Jamahal Hill was doing an ululation. Okay, if you don't know what that is, it is the oh sound that, Native Americans used to make, or maybe they didn't make it, who knows, but you know what I'm talking about. So I thought that because Alex Pereiras oftentimes walks out face paint, headdress, or whatever for the ceremonial weigh-ins and stuff like that, we all know he is a part of some indigenous clan in Brazil or whatever you want to call it. I thought Jamahal Hill was happy for him and was doing one of those things. Because like I said, I've never seen in my life somebody yawn like that. He's almost poking his own left eye. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on. That is insane to me. But listen, dude. It's crazy to me. I believe that Jamahal Hill is a testament to how good we truly have it. Listen, I know things can be quite frustrating in this day and age with, things going on in the world and inflation and whatever, and people might feel like they're not able to get ahead in life, right? But aside from that, I feel like Jamahal Hill is a very good gauge to see how good we truly have it because, back in the day, people used to fight wars over salt, and now Jamahal Hill is just walking around with like an insanely excessive amount of it, and nobody is even trying to get it from him. Everybody's just letting him have it. Nobody cares that Jamahal Hill's walking around with more salt than he could ever ingest in his entire lifetime. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in like the 1500s or something, somebody would probably wage war on Jamahal Hill. And I understand he's a good fighter and all that, but somebody would probably roll up with a sword or something to try and take that salt. So I do think that Jamahal Hill is a bit of a testament to, how good we truly have it in this day and age. And even if you are frustrated with the way things are, just keep in mind that, somebody can walk around with that much salt and nobody's trying to start a war with him, okay? And then we have this response from Alex Pereiras, which was just like, fucking duh. Do you know what I mean? Fucking duh. Of course this was gonna be his response. He set him up for it. This was an alley-oop on behalf of Jamahal Hill. He should have came out and said, this would have been the ultimate high IQ move. He should have said, no, I was doing an ululation. Right? Alex Pereiras wears a headdress. I thought he was native. I was celebrating his victory, his triumph over Khalil Rountree Jr. But this was, I've left out the Portuguese parts, or at least this short has. So
Jamahal Hill was seen yawning after the fight. Looks like he's implying that the fight was boring. I'm just curious if you can respond to that.
Yeah, maybe he just woke up from UFC 300.
I mean, that was what person in the right mind with like even remotely average IQ would not come up with that response to Jamahal Hill? Do you know what I mean? That was the most obvious response. He was completely set up for it. A massive alley-oop on behalf of Jamahal Hill. But I just don't understand why, you know, at least one part of his predictions video last week, towards the end when they were reading super chats from their fans, a question was asked about how, you know, all the hate he gets online or something like that, and he said, well, it's just all online, and the producer was chiming in as well, just all online. I've not been noticing the producer that was upset with me in my live chat, but it's a lady, but regardless, okay? And he spoke about how it doesn't matter, it's all online anyways, and whatever else, and, you know, fuck it all, and whatever. Just the typical response you would expect from somebody, you know, from a fighter to a fan in regards to hate online, which is fair enough. But I just don't get it, like, why you continue to do things like this, knowing damn well you are gonna get lit up for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no way that there wasn't gonna be people making fun of you when we just saw an insane main event that was literally back and forth and somewhat of a comeback. Now, Alex Pereiras was never really, like, out of the fight, right? But we had a second round in which he literally got dropped, or at the very least, like, you know, got put in his seat for a brief moment, ate a head kick. We had Khalil, you know, landing left hands and right hands and whatever else, extending his combinations and landing on Alex Pereiras. When everybody expected Khalil to get completely washed, we had what we ended up getting was a bit of a war. And then the breakdown, the systematic breakdown of Khalil by Alex Pereiras was not in any which way, shape, or form boring, right? And then you are the only one in the crowd doing that. I mean, people are gonna make fun of you. Do you know what I mean? So it's odd that people will, especially certain fighters, will act like the hate or the, you know, teasing that they get online is just not warranted, and it's just bullshit, and it's just for clicks and views and all the rest of it. But then they engage in behavior like yawning like a Native American's going out to battle or some shit. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I knew one person that used to yawn like this. Okay, I did. And they were not... Let's just say they might have had like an extra chromosome or something. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not even joking about that. I'm not making a joke. I'm being dead serious. One of my best friends' father's sister, okay, from elementary school, yawned exactly like that. So I don't know if Jamahal Hill is just suffering from... I don't know. I don't know. But I swear he should have came out and said, I was just celebrating, dude. It was an ululation. I was making Native American sounds because, you know, Alex Pereiras had just, you know, done what he did, and I was just trying to engage in celebration, you know. But it's just crazy to me, the level of salt this guy packs around. And listen, dude, I'll give credit where it's due, like I did in the Aljamain Sterling video, where he did absolutely educate Aljamain Sterling on the topic of MMA judging, which we don't typically see from fighters, right? A lot of fighters are stuck in this control time way of judging things where, oh, well, you know, he was doing good on the feet, but then Buddy got a takedown at the end. So it was refreshing to see a fighter who's fought at a very high level be like, no, that's, you know, what you got to take a look at impact and damage and things like this. But then we have this here. So I'm not going to let, you know, I'm not going to praise and then let something like this slide. So there it is, dude. Jamahal Hill, Jamal Salty Dreams, back at it, okay, with a very odd, awkward yawn post UFC 307 in one of the best main events that I can remember at the very least from this year. Do you know what I mean? So either way, dude, just thought I would tease Jamahal Hill a little bit for this video because, like I said, he's still salty. And normally, listen, he's lucky, okay? And I'm joking about this, so chill the fuck out, Jamahal Hill. But you know, you're lucky that it's just videos online because, like I said, dude, 1500s, bro, somebody's coming to war with you over that salt. And I understand you might be able to fuck him up in 4-ounce gloves, dude. But, you know, somebody pulls up with a Glock and a switch, I mean, what? Do you know what I mean? Are you going to high up, like, you know what I mean? You going to block him? I don't know. Anyways, dude, like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.